Good evening, everybody. Mikey Kung Pao here, kind of late. And I'm kind of laid back tonight and everything. And I got a new hat on. You like my new hat? That's kind of like a Father Sarducci thing. Those younger people out there who are not as ancient as I am, they're not going to know who that guy is. But if he were here, he would be saying something like this. Here, I got to get the glasses on, that he would be wearing. He'd be wearing something like that. He's kind of like a cool preacher guy. What can we use for a cigarette? The pen right here. And he would be going something like, before this a trial, I thought a Satan was a bad guy, but that was before we came across a Jodi Arias. Okay, that he would be saying something like that. To get the glasses back off and put my other one on so I can see. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you about some of your comment and question and just interact on an informal basis. This is not a Jodi movie or a Jodi video or anything like that. But I do have my Jodi tools here. See, got my Jodi tools. Anyone who thinks she went a danger to society and we should rat her back out someday, like 30 years from now or something, they're crazy. Because remember when she had her getaway car in Wairika, she had a 9mm gun and had a bunch of ammo hidden in there, and she had some knives hidden in there. She had the gun hidden so well that they didn't find it for a long time. Anyway, I want to say thank you to Katie Henderson and Katie say she ranked my Jodi grasses and she went them. But if you could see the frame up close, don't know where they went right now. They got a fracture in the frame, kind of broken. You can't tell when I put them on. Besides the fact they got no lenses, but that's okay. Harvard Jules and Catherine R. and Wabasabi, and many more of you. We even get somebody from Malaysia watching this video, Jesse Shalia. So I want to thank everyone. I want to tell you all something. You have restored my faith in humanity in many ways, because as the world crumbled around us, North Korea and the religion of peace, like blowing people up every other day and slaughtering each other and themselves and all of us and everything else. With all that stuff going on all the time, the education system going to crap and the media going downhill, not reporting anything the way it really is, and on and on and on and on and on. And you look at some of the trolls online and everything, how they think, and sometimes you get the idea that all of society breaking down that way. But what I noticed from all the comment you people leave, almost all of you really got a good brain in your head, and you're a good, caring human being. You make very insightful, intelligent comments and good judgment, and it kind of restored my faith in just the general population out there. Most of you, I would love to sit down and just talk and talk and talk and talk. And I'm not much of a talker, so I know that may be surprising to you. I'm very shy out there in the world. In my job, I have to get up in front of lots of people and everything quite frequently. I hate doing it because I'm very self-conscious, but this I can do because I feel like you understand me. Anyway, what are we going to talk about? I just want to interact with the comments on the latest video, on the summations and the crows and everything. I wish I could have crammed a lot more in there, People ask me, why didn't you put in this, why didn't you put in that? And they're right. So let's go through the comment real quick. First of all, Mimi remind us of Juan Hemingway quote that Juan said, which was, any man death diminishes me because I am involved, and therefore, in reference to Travis, send to know for it is not sent to know for whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Tolls for thee, Jodi Arias, that bell coming for you in the next Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Let's hope so anyway. As long as there's no insane juror on that panel that will hang the jury. But it reminded me of another quote that a lot of you have heard before, but it still bears repeating because it's such a profound quote. And this is why we are involved, and this is why we're so invested in this trial. And that's how where the quote goes, and I think this is to Juan Martinez's credit. And the quote goes like this: "The only thing for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing." And that come from Edmund Burke, Irish philosopher in the 18th century. When the trial over, people ask me, what are you going to do after this? Well, come on and do something once in a while. I ain't going to make videos at the same pace because it's wearing me out, this trial wearing me out big time, just like it wearing you out. I have to watch Nermi and stuff. But I will make one from time to time, and we'll cover interesting topics like philosophical concept or crazy drivers on the road, and how irritating they are. It's like they cut in front of you, they don't use their blinker, they don't give you any warning and stuff like that. We'll make videos and stuff like that, And I will explain to people that when you use your brinker, don't make your mail equipment get smaller or anything. You can still do it. Anyway, we have a lot of things we could cover, at least 1,000. So I'm not going to go away and disappear, unless you tell me to. Anyway, golden nibberings say that Jodi a narcissist and really rubbing her time on the stand, but not bother us now because we're going to see what the end game will be. And I agree completely. And by the way, you got good taste in music. Some people don't understand our taste in that particular area, but you and I do. Okay, so plus I like anyone from Sweden, especially girls. Anyway, Shari McWhirter say the regal karma in this case hit me the other day. And this is very true. I saw this when Juan was doing this. This is how somebody put together an argument to trap the other person so that it's just simply no way out. And Juan completely believed, and so do all of us, that Jodi steal that gun from her grandparents. It's obvious, same caliber. She steal it right after she mad at Travis, after he sent her that text, and she planning her murder trip. So it's obvious she steal that gun. But just in case some crazy juror on the panel say, well, I don't know if he's sure she stole the gun. There's no proof she stole the gun. We don't have the gun. Out in the desert somewhere, maybe Travis really did have a gun. Just in case somebody that crazy and stupid and poopy head, Juan even tied that with a little bow, and wrap it up for them and say, hey, if Travis had that gun and she climbed up and got it, then she stole it and took it out of the house. And even then at first degree murder, because there was a theft involved in the crime of killing someone. So that's why he threw that in, and I think Charlie very insightful to pick that up. People, God is good, and Lorna Barnhart and Deborah Bickmerk and many, many more asked me if I keep blogging. I just, and I say, yeah, I will someday, just not much. And Travis family, they say Travis family very dignified, and I agree 100%. Look at that brother of Travis, that poor guy. You can see the anger and the frustration and just seething inside him at that Jodi, having to watch her day after day, and these horrible witnesses, and Nurmi up there smearing his brother with false allegations and charges and horrific stuff that we know not true, and that poor guy have to sit there. That family show a lot of crass, all of them, and the sisters, and they're just racked with pain and grief. And you know what? I just desperately want for them that they have some justice. And hey, Sea Voyager and others like you, I'm sorry I even said your name, actually. I just think you are just a bottomless pit of empty, black-hearted evil. You and all the other people that come on and say he had it coming, blah, 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 Jodi just a victim. The thing of it is when there's someone really, really evil in the world, it attracts other people that are evil, like a magnet. And especially people that have nothing at all going for them. Worst losers on the face of the planet who, have to gravitate to something to have an identity. And so they gravitate to the evil person. And I think you people are just, the lowest forms of life there is. You lower than bacteria at the bottom of the ocean. But I'm not going to waste any more breath on you because you don't worth it. Anyway, let's get past that. Somebody say, who say this? She got man hands and big long bony fingers and everything, and that Jodi and that, I agree. I think she reminded me of that witch that hold the apple out, that Disney movie. And maybe I find that photo and put it in the Evil Jodi video that's going to come next. But what else? Chi-Chi Jojo and Beethoven's Near and Span Fan talk about, hey, and some of the others of you talk about Jodi's throat thrash move. My goodness, you guys are smart. I missed that. And when I watch it and rewatch it, I found it. You told me where to find it. And that thing give me chill up my spine. She doing that obviously at Juan Martinez, and she reaching unobtrusive, and doing the like that. That chick is as psycho, as sociopathic, and as dangerous as they come. And I surely do hope that Juan Martinez and a lot of other people keep a very close eye on Jodi in jail and her stupid magazine messages and everything, because even though she don't have the resources and money to put out a hit on somebody like Juan, like I say, there's some really black-hearted, horrible, evil people that are gravitating to her. Let's hope none of them, any of the psychos are ever to pull off anything. So, what else? I'm getting a little bit negative, and I don't want to because it's late at night, and I'm laid back, getting ready to go to sleep and everything, and just wanted to have a nice chat with you. So I'm gonna stop being negative and just interact. Julia Ann, and I think you had somebody you want me to say hi to before. So a sister or something, you know, a cousin. Anyway, say hi to you all, Julia and your family. Talk about something called Mama J.A., but I don't know what that is. Come back on the comment and tell me what that is. Tell me a little bit about it. Need a little bit more. Um, Beth, Beth Over and Sear say that Jodi verbally abusing Travis when she murdering him, and I agree 100%. I think that she were saying something to him right with the first knife plunge. You know, you think you're going to dump me, take that. And she say something, you know, call him a name or something. And the kill you bitch thing is either the last three words Travis say in reply as he trying to stumble and get away from her, or maybe it's something that she say to him and she warp it. You know how she take a tiny grain of truth in each thing and then build a giant boulder of a lie around it. There's something like that going on. And then Nell Bear and talk about, and others of you talk about Nermi going back to his sex offenders that he's so comfortable with. And, you know, I got to agree there. You know, I know everyone deserves a defense by Raw and everything. I don't think Jodi deserved one, but, you know, everybody's supposed to get one, right? So why did they get one that cost $1.5 million? I don't know. In her case, other people say, you know, this wouldn't have happened if it was, you know, like some inner city guy that killed somebody, and he say, oh, aliens actually did it or something. They're going to spend $1.5 million on that guy? I don't think so. So y'all right about that. But anyway, this Nermi, he really is the bottom of the barrel, in my view, ethically and morally, because he willing to go smear Travis with all them horrible lies and pedophilia and allegations and go on and on and on. And, you know, constantly saying over and over the threat, the three-whore wonder. And you know what? I got to tell you something about all that. I think that Jodi give a bad name to threats and three-whore wonders and whores and all that, because I think they way better than her. I like by 1,000,000 miles better, okay? Think about the popular culture today. If you go into any nightclub, for example, on Halloween or something, what you're going to see, it's in the popular culture that all the girls wearing the, what do they call it, Catholic schoolgirl outfits and everything, you know, so they role playing and all of that, and as far as, and they got the t-shirts that say threat on them, you know, future MILF and all that kind of thing, and that's prevalent in society, and I'm not saying it, I'm not condemning it or condoning it, either one. I think it's a bad idea. I don't want my daughter running around doing that kind of thing, right? So, but the thing of it is, you know, a lot of those girls are young and immature, you know, they're in their 20s or whatever, college age or post-college age, and they're renting off steam and this and that, and you know, we want our significant other person sometime to have a little bit of a strutty side. Can I say that? Can I be honest with you? Okay, you're not going to condemn me for this, right? We want them to have a little bit of a strutty side to them, right? But we just don't want them to, you know, do something bad. And so, you know, the thing of it is Jodi give a bad name even to people with the four-letter, you know, names to their name. So, you know, what we're going to tell you? When a woman exchange sex for money, for example, world oldest profession, okay, we don't particularly hold her in high esteem, but we kind of understand if she's desperate or whatever. Not a good thing to do. Not advocating it to anyone, okay? So don't do that. Don't go with no sociopath. Don't sell yourself for money, okay? But what is she exchanging for? She's getting money in exchange. What do Jodi use her sexual favors to exchange for? What she want in exchange for sex, not money, not even love. What does she want in exchange? She wanted to possess Travis' soul. She wanted to suck the life out of that guy. That's what she wanted in exchange for sex. And when he don't give it to her, she want her meal ticket. She want to make babies with that guy. Can you imagine what kind of DNA would come out of that woman? Okay, I think I'm going to put something in my Evil of Jodi movie about that. Anyway, that what she wants. She wanted to take his soul in exchange for sexual favors. So even whores like, you know, 8 million miles above Jodi on the scale of 1 to 100. So take that, Nermi, and quit talking crass terms, because that's as close you ever get to sex, and that's why you say it all the time. You know, to me, you're just a disgusting, well, I'm not going to say, you know, they ban my video if I call her names, so, you know. Anyway, forget all that. Wabasabi and V1 Brenda say, wished Juan would have brought up Cancun and the reason that Jodi waited to kill Travis and all those things, and did it when he weren't looking. And I really wish that too. I know he can't do it in a rebuttal. Actually, he could have done it in a rebuttal, because Nermi brought up all that stuff. So that's the only big glaring omission, I think, in his final summation and in his rebuttal, is I really would have liked to have heard him. He can't state it as a fact because it's not in evidence, and he can't read Jodi's mind, and of course none of us want to read her mind because it's full of all kind of deadly poisonous toxic snakes and everything. But what we do know about her mind is she definitely wanted to torment and harm Travis in the most murderous, horrible way she could when she killing him. I agree with you who said that she thought it would be quicker and easier and get all done in the bathroom, and she was surprised he got down the hall a few feet, although he died within a few feet. I don't think he lived more than 10 seconds or so. And then she kept stabbing and slash his throat and all that, drag him back, shoot him in the head. Would y'all say one should have brought this out? She wanted to look in his eyes when she's stabbing him, or at least that was a potential reason. I think that would have been a very good thing for him to say, and also about the Cancun trip. Certainly he bring that out during the trial, but the two straws broke the camel back with the Cancun trip, Travis losing weight for the other girl, Jodi hearing he gonna want to get married to somebody, but not her, because he always wanted to get married to nice girls, but not her. And then when he finally tell her, and that after she moved back to Wairika, you are an evil, horrible, sociopathic person, worst thing that ever happened to me. All those things, all in combination, all at one time, that when she planned the murder trip. So it would have been nice, Juan, bring that out a little bit. But I think he brought out plenty for first degree. Anyway, Houghton said Jodi not going to be smiling in a couple of days. Let's hope that's true. And, I think she's going to be plotting from jail how to kill some more people. It's obvious, with the throat slash move and everything. Robin talk about the ringtone and say that was a MySpace thing that Travis had. And so I think that's really great that somebody worked that in, because I think that a message to Jodi, like Travis talking to you from beyond the grave, justice coming for you. Okay, and I think Jodi understand that message. I looked at her expression, and I could tell it was doing some kind of recognition in her mind, but I don't know why. So Robin, thank you for bringing that out. So many of you brought out so many great things, and that's why I like to read everybody's comments, and I read them all on Croaker Queen site too, because I find a lot of good things there, links to other site and things like that. Kawaii skeptics say that she probably had the camera on a cord around her neck. You know how your camera have a cord on it, and I have used my camera that way many times. I love photography, and I'm not too bad at it, and I've taken many hundreds and thousands of photos in my day, and often, especially when you're doing something where you want your hands free, or you have the camera around your neck, and this makes great sense to me of how some of them accidental photos. Everybody say, well, how come all the accidental photo get tripped when she's dragging Travis, and a photo of the ceiling and this and that? I think that make a lot of sense. She had it around her neck, and in all the flurry and the stabbing and all that stuff going on, it's bouncing around and hitting things, and a couple times it hit the button and take them pictures. That make a whole lot of sense to me. No way to prove it, of course, but that makes sense. So good insight, Kawhi. Yami say that Travis family hurting a lot and need justice. And we talked about that a little bit before. I agree 100%. And then some moron fragging Yami's posts all over the place. Stop that fragging. Probably that Sea Voyager moron. Anyway, Uma Junk Corrector had a mini comment, and he say that one idiot jerk could hang the whole process and prevent justice, and the educational system broken and everything. And I think he's right about this. And I'm just going to comment that kids in school today, I follow what they're doing all the time. I got a couple daughters, college age, and plus I follow very closely what's going on at UC Santa Cruz and our local colleges and all that kind of thing. And they're not being taught to think critically, and I do worry about this with the jury, although the jury are all going to be older, so not young college kids. But I agree with you, Uma. Nobody, you, Emma Junk Corrector, nobody being taught today to think critically in school. They're being just brainwashed in there. and somebody feeding them an agenda all the time, global warming, global warming, global warming, crap like that, and nobody teaches them how to evaluate an argument, look at evidence, and think clearly about it. So I wonder if the jury system going to be antiquated someday. People go in and think with their emotion instead of the brain, So we have that concern. One thing to know, and others say, why do Jodi get all this money? We talked about that a little bit. And one thing to know, say, you think she's going to get the death penalty. If there's any justice in the world, she will. But, people are so soft-headed these days. I hate the thought of Jodi sitting in jail with her little band of evil followers, building up a little club and writing her latest manifesto, her Einstein manifesto, and, selling art on eBay and on, and having that, whatever, that crazy man-child she thing running around, acting on her behalf on Twitter and Facebook and everything. So if there's any justice, I would like her to be at least sitting there thinking about the death penalty for the next 87 years or however long it take them to carry it out after all their appeals. But, we'll see what happens. I have no idea. But I certainly warrant a death, if any case ever warrant a death penalty, all the premeditation and how vicious she do the crime. And when, gunshot to back of head or something, one thing, if somebody in a jealous rage, but she wanted to make it up close and personal. She planned the whole thing out. Maybe more stabbings than she anticipated, but certainly she wanted the first one to be looking in his eyes. And so, I would like to see it, even though I don't cheer for the death of another human being normally. You know what God said in the Bible? He say, I take no pleasure in the death of the wicked. A lot of people think God do take pleasure in the death of the wicked. He actually don't. And there are many, many verses about that in the Old Testament and elsewhere. But there come a time when you've got to remove the evil from among you as well. So, and this one of them times. We don't want to think about Jodi having a party in jail. Sociopaths, it don't bother them that much to be in jail. Because, they get people marrying them, and all that kind of crap. Every time they're a mass murderer, like, a Ted Bundy or something, they get all these offers from crazy women wanting to, and especially the really crazy psychos, like, who's that guy with the cross on his head, been in jail for decades, that guy that murdered all them people down in L.A., somebody will remember and tell me, my memory going foggy right now, like, really going foggy, other than Jodi's never go foggy. But anyway, Dunel Chini Kite and Mikian Bibo say, verdict on Monday, and what are our predictions? Well, they certainly, the quicker the verdict, the better it be for first degree. Maybe they go as far as if they don't have a moron on the jury trying to hang everything, one of the kind of people that think they're really clever and really like they're dumber than a rock, but they want to get all stubborn and everything and pull into themselves. Hopefully, whoever the jury foreman is will be wise enough to steer and guide and provide readership to that team. And if somebody have a question or a concern or whatever, they don't get mean to them, and they give them a little mouse hole to escape out of to save face if they saying something stupid. That's what you got to do. I've been a jury foreman twice. Sometime I tell you about it. Don't want to bore you right now. One case where simple second-degree burglary, and the other one were of a much more serious case of a child abuse, of a sexual child abuse of a 14-year-old girl, 13, 12 at the time, and stepfather doing all kind of horrible thing I'm not going to repeat. Anyway, we convict that guy, 29 count, okay? He's going to be in jail for life, I hope. And but one of the things you got to do as a jury foreman, and this is what I do when I were a jury foreman, when somebody was talking really, really stupid, instead of saying to them, hey, poopy head, what's wrong with you? Are you out of your mind? You're an idiot. You have to say something like, I can really understand how you would think that way. But have you considered, and then you talk about the evidence, you do it very respectful. I'm hoping that to have a jury foreman write that. If you give people a mouse hole to escape down, and then you show them logically, and let them make their own mind up, and so they don't get defensive, that's how to do it. So if you're ever on a jury, remember that, that work in every part of life, your conversation with your spouse and your children and your friends and your neighbors, and, give people a chance to save face, and, then thing will go. Rach Kibil, named Rachel, say, hey, that's a nice name. Anyway, thank you for your comment. And by the way, I have a daughter named Rachel. Okay, so a good name. Irish Texan Becky Jones. I want to thank you, and let's hold our breath that to be a good verdict, but not too wrong. We don't want to turn brew. Okay, Mikyung Bibao say she laughing at Nermi's arguments. Yeah, they were laughable. Other than she very disgusted with his smears of Travis and false allegations, and I think we all agree with that one. Mikyung Bibao, I think that we all incredibly disgusted with Nermi for going down that path. He should have refused it. If Jodi wanted to do that, she'd say, I'm not taking the case, or I'm not going to take that defense. He could have refused that defense and said, let's do an honest defense of some other type, You make up some other stories or something, but don't do that. Don't be trying to kill his reputation 87 times over in such a false and horrific way. Jodi going to pay for that. One way or the other, as the Ryan Wenton gladiator, so you're going to pay in this life or the next. Okay, God is not mocked. Jodi tried to mock God, by the way, several times. You heard her say, God, no, I didn't kill Travis. God knows I didn't kill Travis. Travis knows I didn't kill him. God knows I didn't kill him. Tell you what, Jodi, you're going to find out someday. Your arrogance is going to be wiped off your face, Dad. Smirk going to be wiped away. Philly Vacation say that Alice Violette may be the one they were talking about. I want to say, hey, what this thing, Nermi? I must have missed that. Nermi put me to sleep, so I guess I missed Nermi comment about haircuts and things. I don't know what that was all about. And Nashville had a question. Why did I leave Lararette out of the video on Juan's Crows and the closing arguments? And, I really wanted to include that, and I think I missed it in my note or something when I was going through it, because I loved that part of Juan's Crows when he was just taking Violette to task, calling her a perjurer and a liar and calling her out on all her nonsense. She is equally as evil as Jodi in my mind, because she's willing to perjure herself and do such horrific things to Travis on the stand. And even if she don't stab someone 29 times, she trying supposedly going up there being professional, giving a professional opinion. So she's the lowest form of life on earth other than these trolls. Okay, Love My Gal said, are you going to join Twitter? And I'd really love to, but I'm not on Facebook, not on Twitter, and if I could, I would spend many hours a day doing social networking, but I have a very, 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 very busy life, and so I just don't have the time, even though I would love to do it. When I retire or something in a few years, then I will do that. Maybe sooner. I'd like to get on there. Maybe when this trial is over, I'll check it out. See if I can't squeeze that stuff in somehow. C. Pappas and Steve All and Deborah Bayer on Bunny Hop and LED 59 and Murph 569 and everybody. I just want to thank you all for your comments. Like I say, you make me feel good about people out there who are watching this thing and want justice and want Travis' family to have some relief and peace. And Jodi Arias and Kawhi Skeptic and others say somebody said that it was an accident that Travis go down the. Jodi wasn't planning for Travis to go down the hallway. I agree with that. She's trying to do it in the bedroom, or in the bathroom, I should say, keep it contained there. Anyway, what else? Seeker for Truth say they're a new thing petitioned. People can't make these horrible, prejudicial, false allegations against somebody without evidence. I hope that passed. That should become a law. These kinds of defenses are just so bogus, so expensive, and just such a slap in the face to the justice system and to all of us and to the victim. The framers of the Constitution and everybody who put the justice system in place long ago, they would be rolling in their graves if they saw what was going on in this trial. Every last one of them would say, this should have been a one-day trial, and no one should ever be around to put up a phony defense like this. Put up a legitimate one, or, why don't you just get up and say, I killed him in a jealous rage, I pissed off, and have mercy on me. She's not going to do that. She have no remorse, so she's not going to do that. And Stacey Steer will say, make a video when she be found guilty, and I think I am going to. It's going to be pretty short, though. Probably a toast to everybody. We all be happy. And then we see what happened with the jury deliberating on the penalty phase, and that's where I'm going to release a Evil of Jodi video. I hope I can get it made in time before then. Maybe instead of trying to do a real good one, I'll just pare it down and get done what I can, because I got a very busy work week coming up. But I'll try to throw something together as quick as I can, just so it'll be up there. And what else? We're going to stop there, but for tonight. But like I say before, You all do such great. Where's my Jodi tool? You all do such great comment, teaching me all kind of things and making me feel a lot better about this whole thing about life in general. And so all I can say is, don't go with no sociopath, because you know I gotta say that at the end of all my video. And we all going to keep our finger crossed, and I think this is gonna turn out the right way. And if it don't, we'll come and talk about it some more, and we'll soothe ourselves with whatever we need to do to know what justice be done one way or the other. All right, take care. Don't go with no sociopath.